Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with selections for Tuesday evening. Just a quick reminder that I've had a look through the cards, the horse racing cards, and there's there's no meetings that are really stand out. I know we've only got declarations for so far ahead, but the next horse racing tips will be for Friday and probably more likely Friday at Cheltenham. So you will receive a video Thursday evening, but tonight I'm having a football bet, and before you click off, if you don't have a football bet, just hear me out. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to have a sending off bet to start off with, and it's very interesting. I shall get into it shortly. I don't want to go on too long, but let's get straight into it. But I've already placed my over 2.5, over 3.5, and over 4.5 goals bet, and I will show you that shortly. But first of all, here is my reasoning behind my sending off bet. So as you can see, I'm going to have to adjust my screen very slightly. So there we go, straight away, right? You see the yellow cards? I've sorted this to do with yellow cards. So as you can see, AFC Wimbledon and Leyton Orient have not by far, have the highest amount of yellow cards in a game so far this season. Well, those two teams are playing each other tonight. So you'd have thought it could be a bit of a niggly game. I'd expect that, certainly. So I've included those two teams in a sending off bet. The bet is a red card in the match, but also both teams to receive a red card. I know it's quite extreme, but the odds are very tasty. I shall get into that very shortly. But now I want to show you. Right, so what I've done now, I've sorted them in 2 yellows and a red card market. Listing. So as you can see, Stockport County, which I said the other day, always seem to get somebody sent off. But the next two teams are Bradford and Mansfield. Guess what? Those two teams played each other tonight. And I don't think you realise just how important this match is. First of all, this is a very important match for Stags, Mansfield Town, because they've been on a little bit of a dodgy run recently. They've dropped outside the playoffs. In my opinion, this is a must-win game for both teams. More so, Mansfield Town. So let me get into the bet that I haven't placed yet, but I will be doing. So basically, what I'll be having is, I'm not going to put the stake in. I shall tell you the stake because it comes up with my card details. So basically, what I'll be having is a £1.25 doubles. And basically, when you have £1.25 doubles, it includes a player sent off. So basically, you can see what I've done there. I've included a player sent off in the Stags match, and each team player sent off. That's basically a player from each team to be sent off. Unlikely to happen, but it's 50-1. You see my reasoning behind it. And then once again, I've included the same selections in the AFC Wimbledon and Leyton Orient match. So all you do there is £1.25 doubles. That comes to a fiver. So then what I've also done is I'm going to have 2 singles. I'm going to have a pound on the each team player sent off on the Mansfield Town match, and then a pound on the AFC Wimbledon and Leyton Orient match. So that's a sending off match. The bet that I've placed so far is the over 2.5 goals bet. What I've had is an over 2.5 goals treble, an over 3.5 goals treble, and an over 4.5 goals treble. And this comes to £10 exactly. So to spread it out, what I've had is £6 over 2.5 goal treble. Mansfield Town match, Blackpool versus Middlesbrough, and Burnley versus Crawley Town. Personally, if there's a sending off in this match, Mansfield versus Bradford, then I fully expect goals. But I do think there'll be goals anyway, because Mansfield Town always seem to score, but they always seem to concede. They've got a very slow back line, but ultimately they do have the ability to score goals. And also, just to put something in like a spanner in the works, Bradford City striker is Andy Cook. He's either the top or the second highest goal scorer in the league. Well, he played for Mansfield Town last season. Well, it was a bit part player. He got loaned out to Bradford, I believe it was. But he's knocking goals in for fun. How many times have you seen ex-players returning and scoring? So that's the reason behind the Mansfield one. Middlesbrough, you'll be fully aware that unfortunately I've had them in the season-long bet each way to go up, like to finish in the first three. They've had a shocking start. They're a decent team, but they've had a shocking start. New manager. They've got Michael Carrick now, who they lost the first game in charge. Then I believe they've possibly won two, and I think they've also drawn one under Carrick. I believe there will be goals in that match. And finally, I've had Burnley versus Crawley Town. Well, this is in the English Football League trophy. Burnley were absolutely battered last time by Sheffield United. I mean, absolutely torn apart. Vincent Kompany did not look happy. So there's got to be some kind of response. Well, what better to get back on the winning run than absolutely destroy Crawley? So those are the three teams. Just so you can see the staking for the next one, the over 3.5 goals. Don't forget, this comes to a tenner total. Is £2.75 over 3.5 goals, the same teams. That potential returns is £6-7. And then finally, £1.25 over the 4.5 goals treble. That comes to £245 possible return. So those are the bets for Tuesday night. I'm going to put them up. Well, I've already put the Paddy Power bet on. I'll be putting the sending off bet on very shortly. So fingers crossed. As I said, there'll be no more videos until Thursday evening where I give out selections for Friday. And then obviously it's Friday night's video ready for Saturday. A bumper day Saturday. So fingers crossed. The very best of luck. Charlie Winters over and out. Cheers, mate.